So, the last time I left you guys, we were heading into WrestleMania. Roman Reigns was absolutely going to win the Universal Championship, and Vince McMahon's dreams were going to come true, and all of that stuff, and Roman's the man, and da-da-da-da-da, and, whoa, seems like none of that has happened. What the hell is going on? This is Calling Spots with Bryan Kelly. Let's do it. Hello, all you pro wrestling fans. Welcome to Calling Spots with Bryan Kelly. That's me, Bryan Kelly. And it's been a very long time since I've seen you guys because there was so much going on in the wrestling world that I couldn't catch up. And then I got lazy about it. And then I got discouraged about it. But I'm back and I'm doing it. And I have a couple of people to thank for that. And they both are YouTubers and Twitter guys, wrestling commentators. I use that term loosely. And I don't mean that it's a couple of guys in the same video if you're thinking Steven Larson, because I absolutely adore Steven Larson. I've got the Friendo care package here to prove it with Larson and Steve. But there's a couple of guys on the internet, one guy specifically, and then another couple of guys that thank you so much for putting out your shit content. Thank you so much, because you inspired me to be the antidote to your uninformed bullshit. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not going to name you by name because I'm not trying to start a beef. I'm not trying to gain fans and gain subscribers by glomming onto your bullshit. But there's two specific channels out there. The one guy, before I even saw a piece of video that you put out, just by your thumbnails and your silly, stupid clickbait thumbnails, I was like, what a fucking asshole. And then I finally watched an entire pod, an entire editorial, whatever you want to call it, on something that the WWE is doing or did. And the sheer amount of uninformed bullshit that tumbles out of your mouth at a constant rate is staggering, dude. Staggering. I went back and watched some of your videos from before WrestleMania, and the amount of wrong you were should have shut down your fucking YouTube channel. But hey, man, do your fucking thing. It's ridiculous. So thank you for inspiring me to continue to do this pod. I'm new. I have no fucking subscribers. I have no fucking followers, but I swear to God, as long as you exist out there putting out your bullshit, I will be here being the fucking antidote to it and giving people opinions that are positive, that are constructive, and that aren't based in my absolute visible hatred for something that I claim to love. Let's be honest. You love a couple of dudes who do this. You do not love this at all. And it's fucking so apparent in every word that you fucking say. Anyway, so thank you. Because I'm fucking back and I'm going to be here for years and years to come. If I have 10 followers 5 years from now, those 10 fucking followers will get my opinions on this shit every fucking week. If I have 1,000 followers, that's awesome. I just want to fucking be another voice out there on the internet, on Twitter, on YouTube, going, hey man, what about this shit? Let's just go right into it and take Roman Reigns, okay? Roman Reigns did not win at WrestleMania. He did not win at the Greatest Royal Rumble. He has not had another championship match since then. He's lost on Raw since then. He's been tagged with Seth. Now he's in a mid-card battle with Jinder Mahal. Money in the Bank is a couple of days away, and I guarantee you that match is in the first hour of that fucking show. Guarantee it. Yet every fucking page I get on And every Twitter account I get on, they're still fucking talking about Roman and still talking about this imaginary push that they made up in their mind because CM Punk said something 4 fucking years ago. It's just dumb. The dude has had one championship reign in the last 63 days in the last year. And that was the IC title, which he lost to Miz on Raw and then lost the rematch the following fucking week. He got booted out of the fucking Rumble. He lost, what the fuck else? WrestleMania. He lost the Greatest Royal Rumble match. He lost the Gauntlet match on Raw to Seth fucking Rollins, who pinned him clean. This imaginary push you guys have is all in your fucking minds. And it's so fucking transparent that you're only using his name to get hits on your fucking site. If you fucking hate the guy so much and he's so uninteresting, why do you spend a half hour talking about him every fucking podcast you do? Every fucking thumbnail that you put up. Roman's picture. WWE pushing Roman again. WWE screws up Roman again. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. All you guys did was bitch for a fucking year about he's being pushed down our throats. It's too much too soon. Okay, so now they've scaled him way fucking back to where he's had one title reign in the last year, and it was against, it was an IC title reign, 63 days, like I said. He's in a mid-card thing with Jinder fucking Mahal, which means nothing at all to anyone. And you guys are still fucking pissed off. Still going, yeah, just watch. He's coming. It's just come out that Brock Lesnar isn't even scheduled for SummerSlam because that was the big contention. It was Roman Reigns will not be pinned before WrestleMania. That didn't happen. Roman Reigns will carry this IC title into WrestleMania. That didn't happen. Roman Reigns is going to win the Universal title at WrestleMania. Nope. Okay, they're going to let him win in Saudi Arabia because it's a friendlier crowd. Nope. What the fuck? Can you guys be more fucking wrong? Seriously, be more wrong. Just admit you fucking hate that guy because of something CM Punk said 4 fucking years ago, and it's got nothing to do with him. Bullshit. Don't get me wrong. WrestleMania match was a fucking train wreck. That was horrible. But that's bad booking. That ain't Roman Reigns' fault. Bad booking is bad fucking booking. We've all seen horrible matches by our favorite people. Maybe not AJ. But we've all seen bad matches by, so shit happens. And that's not even Roman's fault. I blame that on Brock Lesnar because Brock Lesnar hasn't put on a good match in fucking 4 fucking years since he came back. The matches against Goldberg, that was the excitement of Goldberg doing that. His match against Joe, bullshit. His matches against Braun, bullshit. His matches against, remember Dean Ambrose talking shit and going, guy doesn't want to work sometimes. Sometimes he's just lazy. That's fucking Brock. On the other hand, if you listen to anybody say anything about Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Stone Cold, fucking Mick Foley, fucking Triple H, AJ, any of them. And they all say the same thing. That guy is fucking amazing. That guy is a great wrestler. He's a great worker. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, but we don't believe him. We don't believe them. They're just in Vince's pocket. And they're just saying all that because they don't want to piss Vince off. Fuck you and your pretentious bullshit. Seriously, you're going to call those guys all liars. They're all fucking soulless liars for one dude. None of them have ever done it in their entire fucking careers before, ever tried to put somebody over and lied about it. But now they're going to do it. Guys who haven't worked in the company in years, guys who work there now, guys who are on the outside who come in. Finn Balor said, yeah, I believed all the hype too until I got into the ring with him. And then I realized, wow, this guy is fucking amazing. Those are his, not exact words, but pretty much. Go look it up, man. All of this shit is you can look up. But you just hate him because of the stupid CM Punk bullshit from 4 years ago. And don't even get me fucking started on Punk, dude. From all of his in-ring work, everything that dude has ever done on television, anything that has ever been released as his character, CM Punk, on the WWE network or whatever, I love. His in-ring work, promo work, all that shit. It's great. I don't think it's the greatest like everybody else does. Just sucks that guy's dick no matter what he does. I don't think that. I think he's great. I do think he's great, and I enjoy watching him work. He is incredibly entertaining. Everything else that dude did outside of the ring, I don't agree with, man. I'm sorry. I don't agree with talking to your boss like that. I don't agree with walking in and demanding you get shit that you haven't earned yet. And then turning around and shitting on the fucking wrestling business and shitting on all of your fucking friends. And we're going to fucking cheer this guy and prop this guy up while booing the guy who fucking works his ass off 300 fucking days a year, traveling all over the fucking world, wrestling and doing this, getting booed out of every fucking building that he walks into. And he still does it with a smile on his face. He still stands there and does his thing, still shakes people's hands, still signs autographs. Look at the access footage from this last WrestleMania. He stood there and let him boo and put his hand up because they were fucking booing him out of the fucking first signing. Yet they were all fucking lined up to get his autograph. It's fucking bullshit, dude. That guy loves the fucking wrestling business. And if you are fucking rooting for that guy to fail, then you're a piece of shit who doesn't like the wrestling business or wrestlers. You just like certain guys who you want to see over more than others. And it's fucking bullshit. You want to not like a guy because you don't like, here, I'll give you a great example. Who do I not dig as much as fucking everybody fucking else? Okay, Roderick Strong. I have nothing against Roderick Strong. His in-ring style to me is less entertaining than other guys. That's it. His mic style is less entertaining to me than other fucking guys. He's getting a big push right now. Might end up NXT champion, might end up North American champion if he ends up turning on Adam Cole in Undisputed Era. But I'm not going to root for that guy to fucking fail. Just do your thing, man. I will wait the 15, 20 minutes till your match is over and watch another match. Or I will stand there and fucking try to appreciate what it is you do. But I'm not going to root for you to fucking fail. I hope Roderick Strong gets everything he ever wants out of the wrestling business. Why? Because I love wrestling and I love wrestlers. What? Where? Oh my God. I've never seen, dude, I come from a music thing, as you can tell with my fucking guitars. Playing in bands, being in bands, writing songs my whole fucking life. And I thought music elitists were the fucking worst. Because you get these guys like, you don't know real music and you listen to that and blah, blah, blah and all that shit. But dude, music elitists and music, what I call them, music hipsters, are nothing compared to wrestling hipsters. Wrestling hipsters are the fucking worst. I actually had a dude, I tweeted this on my Twitter, which you can find at Calling Spots Pod. Yeah. Sorry, gotta move. Calling Spots Pod. And there, I was in the mall, and I was walking through the mall, and I don't too sweet. I think it's fucking dumb. It's a old gimmick from the Click, and I will too sweet Click members or that fucking old school shit, but I'm not too sweeting you because you're wearing a Bullet Club shirt. It's fucking dumb. So I was in the mall and this dude went to too sweet me, and I put up the Undisputed Era thing, and he went, "Oh, fucking Mark." Called me a mark in the middle of the mall because I wouldn't too sweet him. And instead I did the Undisputed Era thing. The guy was wearing a Young Bucks t-shirt. I think it was an Elite hat. Marty Scurll sneakers, I remember that. No, he had an Elite backpack and a Kenny Omega hat, a Young Bucks shirt, and Marty Scurll tenny, like those Converse, those special order ones that Marty put out. And I'm the mark. Because I don't want to do this. Yeah, he's walking around a head-to-toe advertisement for Bullet Club. Unbelievable, dude. And that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. You know, they want to have this separation of the cool kids and wrestling hipsters that are, you don't know what real wrestling is, man. You still watch that cartoony shit. You have no idea what real wrestling is and all this bullshit. Wrestling's for everybody, bro. Sorry. And that goes for Jim Cornette too, who I absolutely fucking adore. If I was to win the mega millions of the lottery or whatever, I have already decided I'm going to invest half of whatever I win into a wrestling company because I love it and I want to be involved in it in some way. And if I had the option and could afford it, I would hire Jim Cornette and Al Snow to help me book and help me train guys and shit. So I love Jim Cornette, but corny wrestling's for everybody, man. It's for whatever entertains you. You want to talk about the old school shit and talk about the territories and how all that shit's dead. And man, yeah, that stuff was fucking awesome. It was great how much money those cats were able to make and how real it was and how people were so invested in those matches. But that shit's over. And it's never coming back. And that happens with everything, though. It's like TV. TV used to be 3 channels and 5 shows, so everything was invested in that. And it's just not that way anymore. Music is the same way. You know, radio DJs used to be able to play what they thought was good music and what they wanted to play and help break new bands and help, you know, bring people up to speed on these things that were going on in the industry that they didn't know about. Now, it's not like that at all. Now they get a playlist sent to them. They literally click buttons and go, hey, man, here's this. Click. Somebody else, thousands and thousands of miles away from those guys, pick those songs now. It sucks. It was way better back that way, but it's not that way anymore. But that doesn't mean you stop listening to music. We just have to find other ways to enjoy it. Same thing with fucking wrestling, man. Yeah, man, the territory's being gone, but you know, we're fucking 40 years into that. Well, 30 years into that now, man. That's just it is what it is. But there are other ways to enjoy pro wrestling without just, dude, you do not have to watch the WWE. That's my biggest problem with these guys. If you fucking hate it so much, go watch something else, man. The guy wearing hats and t-shirts from WWEshop.com and then bitching about the WWE and how they're no creative vision and they just keep pushing. Why do they hate their fans so much? Blah, 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 blah. Check out my new shirt and my new hat. It's like, dude, just go spend that money somewhere else. That's what they'll hear. They'll hear if you stop clicking on the videos on YouTube, stop watching the television show, stop buying fucking $80 seats and sitting in the fucking third row or $150 seats and sitting in the first row and booing the whole time in your Bullet Club shirt. You know what would shock the shit out of Vince? Here, imagine this. Imagine every single person who claimed to not like the WWE, who was going to wear a Bullet Club shirt or a Kenny Omega shirt. Only those guys, because that seems to be the contention. You know, I'm wearing a Keith Lee shirt, but I don't see Keith Lee fans out there booing fucking Roman and doing all that shit. It's these elitist, entitled, like I said, wrestling hipster fans who think they've found a hip, cool new band that nobody else knows about, and they're part of the club because they bought a $20 t-shirt. You're not part of the club. You're a mark, just like I am. I'm a mark. Mark is not an insult. That's straight from Al Snow's mouth. Mark is not an insult. A mark just means somebody who's willing to spend money on pro wrestling. And I spend lots of money on pro wrestling. You're a mark. You're a mark for the Bullet Club. I'm a mark for the WWE and everybody fucking else out there. You're not a mark for the WWE or for whoever if you don't buy that shit. So everybody who wears a Bullet Club t-shirt to Raw and to SmackDown and who wants to boo all the fucking guys that they think shouldn't be pushed and all that, why don't you guys spend all that money on Progress? Why don't you guys spend all that money on Evolve? Spend all that money on WWN Live. Spend all that money on NWA. spend all of your money on fucking Defiant. There are other wrestling promotions, Ohio Valley. These all have streaming services and you can watch the shit every fucking week. Ring of Honor, Honor Club, Impact, Global Wrestling Network. I mean, dude, literally, you give me 5 minutes and I can sit here and rattle off, and they all have wrestling and they all have streaming services, and you can catch up and you can watch every fucking day. You can watch old shit. You can watch new shit. You can watch their pay-per-views. All of that stuff. And they all have merchandise. You can get on their site. Get on, what's it called? Big Cartel. Will Ospreay has a Big Cartel page. His girlfriend, Bae Priestley, has a Big Cartel page. Pro Wrestling Tees. Get on Pro Wrestling Tees. And instead of spending $150 to go to Raw and sit in your Bullet Club t-shirt and boo Roman Reigns because you want to get your fucking face on television, why don't you spend that $150 on Pro Wrestling Tees? Why don't you go to a fucking independent show and spend the money on them? So that when people go, you watch wrestling? Yeah, not WWE though. That shit's silly. And then I can take you fucking seriously. It's really hard to take you seriously when you're wearing a fucking Balor Club t-shirt and a fucking AJ Styles hat and Kevin Owens shorts with a fucking cutout of fucking whoever you jerk off to at night, Daniel Bryan behind you. Just stop buying the shit, man. Move on. But I like AJ Styles. You can watch all that shit on YouTube and you know it. WWE is very good about putting that shit out. And if they're not, there are other guys on YouTube who are. Put out full matches of SmackDown and Raw and you can catch up, bitch. You know you can. Or you're just a fucking fan who's doing that angry hipster bullshit thing where you pretend not to like it, or you just want to be an angry, negative douchebag. There's no other fucking option, dude. There's no other option. It's ridiculous. The amount of times I turn on YouTube and see guys who I really respect and like, or listen to a podcast, and I'm trying to like take, the things that they say and learn more about the business and learn more about what's happening, but they sound so fucking miserable. They're like, oh, yeah, so this guy came out and did this thing, and then that guy came out, and it's like, Jesus Christ, dude, it's a television show, so you're taking it way too seriously. And I'm talking about Raw and SmackDown now because that's the only contention. Nobody's out there making hour-long videos about how Ring of Honor fucking sucks, or Impact sucks, or New Japan sucks, or, Progress, or any of these other. It's only the WWE and Raw and SmackDown and their pay-per-views. Okay, so that's fine. The biggest target is always the biggest company, the biggest, how that saying goes. But spending all of that time bitching and moaning about something and giving them more fucking press and giving them more fucking clicks when you could be talking about something else. Spend that energy on another company that needs it. Do a fucking Ring of Honor fucking live stream, man. You know how many people do Ring of Honor live streams? None. It's all WWE live streams. And then they bitch and moan about it the whole fucking time. Oh, this is going to suck. I literally have heard 3 different podcasters this week talking about Roman and gender. Like, this is going to be awful. This is already going to be worst match of the year. They haven't even gotten the fucking building yet, man. How much do you hate fucking pro wrestling? That you have already decided this is the worst fucking match of the year, and the guys haven't even flown to the fucking city yet. That's ridiculous, man. That is some ridiculous Entitled fucking hipster bullshit. You can keep it. This podcast and this show is the antithesis of that. Go listen to those guys. Go have fun over there, man. We are going to be positive here, positive about the WWE and positive about wrestling and positive about independent wrestling. Wrestling is for everyone. Everyone is welcome. Even the hipster Bullet Club douchebags. And I don't mean the wrestlers themselves. I mean, their fans. The Bullet Club guys, Matt, Nick, all those guys, I'm sure are sweethearts. I'm talking about their douchebag fans who 2 minutes into the All-In press conference were chanting, "Fuck Vince." I'm not making this shit up. These are asshole people who literally a minute into that press conference was chanting, "Fuck Vince." Or "Fuck you, Vince." Whatever it was. I mean, dude, you guys are just dicks, man. You guys are just dicks. And you're allowed to have your dickish opinion. And I want to thank you for that dickish opinion, because it has allowed me to finally fucking step up and say, I'm not going to let this shit go anymore. There's a Kayfabe Commentaries hosted by Sean, oh god damn it, I can't remember his last name now. Not Sean Astin, he's an actor. Sean Young, nope, she's an actress. By Sean, he tweeted me because I tweeted something at him. So let me check that out real quick. Oh shit, I don't know where it is. Anyways, Sean Oliver, Kayfabe Commentaries. And he does these shows where he does countdowns and he talks to actual wrestlers and actual bookers and actual people who are in it. And they do like a, hey, top 10 botches of all time. And then they'll show the botch. And then these guys will go, wow, that was a bad one, huh? And yeah, I remember when this happened. And there's a bunch of these lists. And one of them is most despised person in all of wrestling. Number 3 was Chris Benoit. Number 2 was Vince McMahon. That says all you need to know about the internet wrestling community and the half-truths and made-up myths that these fucking people believe and perpetuate. And then every single person they interviewed, whether they work there now, whether they worked there way back in the day, whether they hadn't worked there at all, every single one of them said, that's really unfair. Vince is not a bad person. All of them, every single one of them. But it's this myth that's been perpetuated by the Montreal Screwjob 1, his on-TV character, and CM Punk. Those 3 things have convinced people Vince McMahon is a heartless, money-grubbing asshole who doesn't give a fuck about wrestling or wrestlers and just wants to put men and women through a fucking meat grinder where cash flows out the other fucking side, and he doesn't give a shit what happens to them after all that. And every single wrestler on that show went, that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. Number 3 was a child murderer. Let me remind you of that. Killed his wife too. And that is very, very tragic. But for some reason, it's not as harsh to me as a child. I think because there's some part of me that thinks a woman can fight back a little bit and kind of understands what's happening when things like that are happening, where a child doesn't. A child doesn't understand that the one person he loves and is supposed to trust with his life is now hurting him, and he doesn't understand why. Number 3 was a child murderer. Do you understand that? But they picked Vince McMahon more despised than him. Fucking scumbag. If you did that, you're a scumbag. You're a fucking scumbag. And I don't want anything to do with you. Get off my channel if you're on it. And it's just bullshit. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit narrative that is cognitive bias. They just hear little things here and there that helps them strengthen their stupid fucking argument, like flat earthers. That's what they are. People who think Vince McMahon is a money-grubbing asshole who doesn't care about wrestling or wrestlers is the equivalent of flat earthers. And you are. Prove me wrong, cunt. Rehabs that he's paid for guys who haven't been in the company in years and who he knows he has no opportunity to make money from. The millionaires he's made. These guys who had been unhauling fucking piano trucks in Lexington fucking Kentucky who are now fucking millionaires or at least very well off. Fucking charity work, salaries, healthcare, surgeries, fucking on and on and on and on and on and on and on the list goes of things that this man has done for wrestling and for wrestlers, giving it to the entire fucking world. And you think he's worse than a child murderer? You're a fucking scumbag. And you can tell your mom I said so. So anyway, and so here's my point. I've been saying for a year on Twitter and in the, videos that I've been putting up, even though they have been sporadic, that this perception people have of the WWE and this perception of what happens in backstage is so fucking misguided and wrong. Because you guys are forgetting the one thing. We're all fucking fans. It's something Undertaker said. So a lot of these guys have forgotten they're fans. They're trying to be bookers. They're trying to be journalists. They're trying to be wrestlers. They're trying to be involved. And they've all forgotten that they're fucking fans. And that's what it is, man. That's what it is. This Bullet Club shit, these people who only care about high spots and Bullet Club t-shirts and don't give a fuck about wrestling and the art of wrestling and the psychology of wrestling and the history of wrestling, those fuckers will fade the fuck away. They always fucking do. That's why the business does this. It's because you get an influx of guys going, ooh, Stone Cold's really fucking cool. And then with Stone Cold leaves, they go, oh, I ain't go watch no more. Same fucking thing. It's all like this, man. The hardcore people will stick around. And you're not hardcore because you like internet wrestling and independent wrestling more than the WWE. That doesn't make you hardcore. What makes you hardcore is always rooting for wrestling and always rooting for the wrestlers, no matter the promotion, no matter who they are, unless they're shitty people, I guess. Which I can't think of any wrestlers who is a really shitty person. Like, I've heard Austin Aries is hard to deal with. I've heard certain girls are hard to deal with, but I don't want any of them to fail. I just hope they get kind of their attitude together. Like Tessa, I heard she's kind of hard to deal with. I just hope they get their attitude together and get all the success they want. I don't want them to fail. I don't want WWE to fail. I don't want Defiant to fail. I want there's enough money and enough people in this world where we can all enjoy fucking wrestling. And we don't have to bag on each other and do this turf war bullshit. It's already a small enough community as it is without all of us going after each other. You see that right there? That's Demolition, tag champs. That's Candice LeRae. Those are the Young Bucks standing in, well, you can't see because of the reflection, but those are the Young Bucks standing in front of the Tokyo Dome. That DJZ. And then up here, I've got Mecha Santa from Steve W. from Going in Raw, their online Twitch promotion, whatever it is. And then there's a WWE poster there and WWE poster there, and I'm wearing a Keith Lee fucking t-shirt. I've got Progress t-shirts and Evolve t-shirts, Austin Theory. Because I love wrestling, man. I want all of these people to get everything they want out of wrestling. I want Keith Lee to get everything he wants out of wrestling. I want the WWE to succeed. I want it all to succeed because I love it. And I think if we start drawing lines in the goddamn sand over what wrestling is, We're going to split this fucking already small community into an even smaller community. And it's dumb. And there's no point of it. Yesterday, Xavier, Kofi, Big E, Kenny Omega, and the Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson, did a thing at E3 where they played each other in Street Fighter. I'm sure if you're watching this, you've seen that. And how fucking cool is that, man? That everybody was together, and even though we're chanting The Elite and these guys are cheering New Day Rocks, how cool is that we're all together and we're all enjoying this, going, dude, how fucking awesome is wrestling right now for this hour? How fucking cool is it to be a wrestling fan? There are so many people out there watching this or scrolling through it on their Twitter or scrolling through it on YouTube who don't get it. How cool is it that we all get it? That's awesome. Isn't that much fucking better than chanting "fuck you, Vince" or "you can't wrestle"? I think it is. Personally, I'd much rather stay positive with this shit than anything else. So I did some editorializing, and now I'm going to do some predictions because we're here, and why the fuck not? So let me pull up the card for NXT. This NXT is going to be a little strange. I think it's going to be the only one where the main event is going to be a little lackluster because there's no fucking way that Aleister Black is losing that title to, what's his face? I can't even think of his name. Lars Sullivan, that's his name. So here we go. We got a Chicago street fight between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. I think Candice is going to make an appearance and cause Johnny to lose. Somehow she's going to get knocked around. She's going to distract him somehow. And Tommaso's going to win because Johnny won the last one. I'm just guessing. I hope it's a really good match. But I will say after this, I'm done with this feud. This needs to be over now. I love both of these guys and I want to see them wrestle other people. That's all. Not because the matches aren't enjoyable. It's the same reason I'm over Okada and Omega. Cool. We've got that out of the way now. Now, please, can we see these two guys feud with other people for a year and a half? Same thing with Johnny and Tommaso. It's great. It's been wonderful. I want to see Johnny feuding with other people. I want to see Tommaso doing his own thing too. Next up, we got Velveteen Dream and Ricochet. I'm calling this as match of the night. I just don't see how it can't be. These two guys are two of the youngest, brightest stars. I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of at a loss for words describing these guys. They're just amazing. Both of them are amazing. They bring tears to my eyes. It's great. I'm thinking, I think Velveteen Dream's going to win this one. I think this is going to be Ricochet's first loss. I think he can eat a loss and still be Ricochet. It's not going to hurt him. I think if Velveteen loses, it would hurt him a little bit. But he's getting a really good push right now. I think Velveteen Dream is who's going to beat Aleister for that title. But I think he's going to win this match against Ricochet. But I really think that's going to be a great match. Next up, we have the Women's NXT Championship match between Shayna Baszler, the champion, and Nikki Cross. I hope Nikki wins, but I don't think she will. I think they're going to keep Shayna with this title and power her through. She's getting better. Like I said on pods prior and in shows prior, I'm not a huge fan of hers. I like every single fucking thing she does except bell to bell. Those are the only two things. It's just her in-ring work. It just doesn't do it for me. I don't like the UFC fighter style of wrestling. And she does that, I guess, really well, but it's just not, I hate that style. So, but man, her look, her attitude, her mic skills, her reactions, everything she does, literally every single thing she does, I love, except for her actual moves and things she does in the ring. If she got an entire new moveset, I'd probably love her to death, but I'm still rooting for her, don't get me wrong. But I think she's going to win that match, and Nikki's going to lose somehow, but I don't know how. I just think they're making Nikki look way too strong to take that title off her right now. Next up, we have the NXT Championship match between Aleister Black and Lars Sullivan. Again, Probably going to be an okay match. I'm not sold on Lars Sullivan yet. He's just a big, doofy guy. I mean, not personally. I'm just saying his character. He's just a big brah type of guy. And we already got a few of those dudes already with Braun and, Braun. And there's no way he's taking that title from Aleister Black. No way. The only way he's taking that title off of Aleister Black is if Aleister Black is showing up at Money in the Bank Sunday. But hopefully it's a good match. I'm looking forward to it. And then lastly, which I don't think this is the right order, but the NXT Tag Team Championships Undisputed Era, your champions against Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. I would love to see Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch take the titles. They might do that actually, because this team of Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick were thrown together because of Bobby Fish's injury to his knee or his ankle. I think it's his knee. So there's really no reason to keep the titles on them. You could, logically take them off of them, saying, hey man, they're not really the team that won them. So they don't really have that teamwork yet, and give them to Oney and Danny. And I think Oney and Danny would be great champions. I think they could hold those titles for like 6 months, a year, and be a really great, formidable tag team. But I don't see them taking those titles off of Undisputed Era right now. They kind of have an era of Undisputed Era where the champions kind of thing. And as soon as Bobby comes back, I'm sure that'll be, played up a lot more. So those are my predictions for NXT Takeover Chicago, and my thoughts on wrestling and all that good shit. I'm starting to do this a lot more freeform. If you noticed in the past, I had notes and shit, and I would break down Raw and break down SmackDown. And what I'm going to do from here on out is I'm going to break down Raw and SmackDown in one show on probably Wednesdays or Thursdays. And it's going to be less formulated with notes and shit. I'm just going to take down, little footnotes of things I want to talk about, blurt those out, talk about Ring of Honor and whatever other news is going on, and not so much so Kurt Angle comes out and he says, hey, da-da-da-da-da, and then this guy comes out and says, hey, because there's lots of shows that do that, and they have thousands more subscribers than I do, and they're already established, so let them do that thing. I'm going to do my thing over here. And we're a positive show. We love wrestling. We love wrestlers. We love the WWE and all the other promotions. We want everybody to be successful, everybody to be happy, everybody to main event, whatever pay-per-view or big show they want a main event. But that's going to be it for me. This is Bryan Kelly. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can find me on Twitter at Calling Spots Pod. You can find me on Instagram at Calling Spots Podcast. And you can find me on Facebook at Calling Spots Podcast as well. Thank you very much. I will see you guys next time. Pro Wrestling Mark and Proud. See you guys. Peace.